Welcome to Hamilton County Newsmakers. I'm Perry Williams. First of all, I want to say a couple things before we get started here with our guest, Jack Russell from the Westfield Chamber. But what I wanted to talk about first, I want to put a toss out there that we lost a good one in the newspaper industry this week in Don Jellison. He was buried this past week, and he will be greatly missed here in Hamilton County. He was a pure legend in the sports world, and in these last few years, he's got pretty good at reporting government too, right, Jay?
Yeah.
And I guess I'd rest in peace, Don. We'll always be thinking about you. The other thing I want to announce, Jack Russell, this is a little bit different because Jack Russell is married now. So,
I'm married now.
Yeah, so we took a little hiatus there because you and Emily were on a very fast track on this wedding and everything. Not that it hadn't been planned for a while, but weddings, when you get closer, it takes up a lot of time, right?
Absolutely.
Is that why we call him Mr. Jack Russell?
Yeah. Because it gets kind of difficult. Women have a little bit different priority about weddings than men do, don't they?
Yes.
And we quickly understand that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I've been married for 3 weeks now. So
and you quickly understand. Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about the Westfield Chamber, because you've done some outstanding things. We're getting here in November. You've done some outstanding things at Westfield, and let's talk about some of the things that you got coming up to finish out this year. And I think you have an announcement too on something about in the 2018.
Oh yeah, we've got some exciting stuff. And next Tuesday is our Coffee with the Chamber that we do every second Tuesday. But also next week, which is our big one, is November 16th, which is next Thursday, is our Innovation Luncheon. And this came about as we've created a partnership with Purdue Polytechnical. We want to highlight students that are doing incredible things, not just in Westfield though. This luncheon will have Westfield High School and Noblesville High School showing off students, kind of a science fair style. Businesses will be able to walk around, interact with students in their projects. And over the last couple of weeks, I've had the opportunity to listen to these teachers and tell me about these projects that are going to be there. And it is unreal what Noblesville High School and Westfield High School are doing to support entrepreneurship, innovation, and growth in Hamilton County and some of these projects the world. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and the one thing about it, Jack, we need to emphasize that a little bit of how important it is for people to sign up and do this, because me being an old guy, trust me, I spent a lot of time in Noblesville High School and in Westfield High School, and watched some of the things that are going on around our school. And in fact, a few weeks ago, you and I were up at Hamilton Heights seeing their new technical center there and what they're doing. And then, a month ago, the announcement at Westfield of that Toyota
in Bastion. That's huge for us, and it's emphasizing how we get students career ready, because that's so important. And like we said, my hope is with this innovation luncheon that we continue to grow. We highlight students from Sheridan and Hamilton Heights, and if we can, even Carmel, make this bigger and bigger, because I think it's so important for the business community and for the public to know that these students that are in there are engaged each and every day on being an entrepreneur and being innovative and being career ready. And I think it teaches these students a lot. We also emphasize, especially in Hamilton County, the soft skills. We're trying to learn these things. Well, what better way to learn soft skills than to work with teachers to provide an opportunity to grow a business, to know what success is like, but also really, actually, probably more importantly, know what failure is like and be able to grow from that. So it's huge.
Absolutely, and I think that this is a push. 15 years ago, 10 years ago, if someone would have told me that, the Midwest, Central Indiana was possibly going to become the next Silicon Valley.
Right.
I laughed at you. Okay, I mean it's just kind of speechless for a person like me. I would kind of laugh, but from what our people have done here in the state, Governor Holcomb has already made 3 big trips in the world. He just got back from India, and all the great things that he's doing, trying to promote people to come to the state of Indiana, and a lot of those are going to central Indiana, and Carmel's growing on leaps and bounds. The Westfield deal with Toyota, so it's here and it's real.
Yeah.
And I think people don't realize this, but from what you and I saw last week in a small rural school like Hamilton Heights, some of the things that you and I know that are going on in Noblesville and Westfield, I think we're getting ready.
Yeah.
I think we're a step ahead. And for what you're saying, I think we need to show the people in the community what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. I think it's super important, and that's why as a chamber we decided, as you know, we have the philosophy that business has no borders, and if Hamilton Heights, Noblesville High School are doing great things, then that only benefits Hamilton County. And of course, being with the Westfield Chamber and seeing probably almost every week, going and visiting Westfield High School, seeing what they're doing is incredible. And that's why we wanted to do this luncheon. From there, we have December 12th is going to be our Coffee with the Chamber. That's going to be a big one as well, because we have Donna Shibley, Tony Cook, and newly sworn in State Senator Victoria Sparks.
And of course, most of us know Donna and Tony, but if you have not met Victoria Sparks, she is a wealth of knowledge. Okay,
yes,
she hit the road running. Okay, and she is like a sponge on time, trying to learn and getting up to speed, and helping all she can in Hamilton County and the state of Indiana. And she truly believes that. And I think that people will be impressed with, along with Donna and Tony, the knowledge she has and some of the things that they were doing. And one of the important things that also for all of us in this community, and especially in Westfield, it's very important for you to come, because Tony Cook plays a big part in the education piece in the state of Indiana at this, as a representative. So he'll be there to answer some of the questions. Donna has a strong suit. So you have 3 great speakers there. You have to get up a little bit early, but I think it's going to be worth you making the trip over there. And where is that again, Jay?
That's going to be at Crossroads Church at Westfield, which is right on Grassy Branch. And it's just a great opportunity. It's a great space. Last year, I believe we had 40 or 50 people there when we had Kevin Brenniger, Susan Brooks. But again, I think it's so important for our membership to know what our legislators going in, even though it's a short session, going into session and understanding what their priorities are. But I also think from a legislative side, they really enjoy it because they want to hear what businesses are looking for in 2018. So it's going to be a really, really good event for that.
It sounds great. It sounds great. Jack, one thing I want to make a comment about last night. Kathy and I had the honor to go to the Indiana Chamber meeting, award ceremony, and dinner, which the guest speaker was a guy by the name of Peyton Manning. And let me tell you, he's very, very impressive. He always likes the question, and then he will answer. So he had a media person that asked him questions, and he answered it and did an outstanding job, and did a good job of relating his sports with business and how they perform, and some of the awards that I'd like to share. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Kevin Brenniger for getting the Sagamore Award from Governor Holcomb. He's a Hamilton County guy, a Noblesville guy, so it makes us really proud when people in our community get that honor, because it's a huge honor and probably one of the biggest honors you can get in the state of Indiana. And Kevin has worked very, very hard as heading up that Indiana Chamber. And the other thing was, I guess this is a challenge to you. I'm going to put you on the spot here. The Indiana Chamber city of the year was Goshen. Okay,
Yeah.
so and the two before that was Carmel and Fishers. Okay,
okay.
so you know where
So-
I'm going here, aren't
Yeah,
you?
so we got to hurry up and beat Noblesville, right?
Yeah,
In Westfield?
yeah. Westfield's got to get in there. So I give you that challenge. That and I know Todd Butron from the city was there last night, so he's probably thinking about that
Oh,
same thing. So I'm giving you a heads up here that you can beat him to the punch about getting this
Perfect.
rolling. Okay.
Well, I think we are making the right steps in Westfield to do those things. Obviously, with Toyota, I think we've got some other opportunities coming our way. We have the Colts now sitting in our backyard in Westfield. I think we have a good shot next year to do that. And so I'll make sure it's one of my top goals in 2018, and I'll put right next to it Perry Williams.
Yeah. And you know the one thing about it, the Purdue Polytechnical piece of this, that's something that could grow in leaps and bounds.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that the administration at Westfield school system is all excited about that, and you have some good people that can get that accomplished over there. So I'm excited about that, and really excited about what you got coming up here on your luncheon, because I think that's going to be, and that's a great facility you're having.
Yeah, the I'm in my conference center is where it's going to be located. It's a beautiful conference center, but we know that right now it'll probably be 150 to 200 people, and along with students and their projects. So it'll be perfect space. And of course, what better place to have it when it's about innovation and technology and entrepreneurship? So absolutely.
And I always think it's great when you can showcase the students, and you'll be able to go around the table to table
Yep.
before the
Before
main
and
panel.
after.
Yeah, before the main panel comes and has that group discussion. But to go around to the table, and it's kind of scary how intelligent some of these young kids are.
Scares me because I've heard a couple of them already.
Yeah.
I'm secretly Googling what that means.
Yeah. Well, Jack, what else is going on? I think you're
Yeah.
doing some podcasts.
Yeah, so we have two more events. We've got December 15th, the St. Vincent Sports Performance out at the Jonathan Byrd Fieldhouse. We'll have that ribbon cutting. And then December 21st is our end of the year luncheon. We do a year-end review of what we've done as a chamber. But again, two of the initiatives we've done 2 podcasts so far, and they've been pretty successful. We're going to really start to revamp that, add some new technology right now. And then, of course, we've gone off of doing this, but we've kind of rebranded it, and that's our Drive Your Business. We're going to start that back up in January. We've got a sponsor of that, so that's kind of exciting as well. And then our big announcement for 2018 is that our golf outing that we've had at the Bridgewater is actually going to be at Chatham Hills next year on June 11th. So any of those that are interested in sponsoring or playing a foursome out there, that'll be June 11th out at Chatham Hills. And if you haven't had a chance to go out to Chatham Hills, it's an amazing, amazing place. And we are very, very excited to have that as our golf outing for 2018. So.
Absolutely, because I think, Bridgewater's done a great job with that golf outing there, but, the next big thing for the Westfield people and actually the northern Hamilton County people
Oh, yeah.
is Chatham Hills. And if the golf course, the pictures and when I've driven by, have not played the course, is absolutely gorgeous. And the homes that are going up out there, Jack, I mean, you can drive through today and drive through in another month, and they're up and people have already moved in. Not quite that fast, but
right,
I mean,
Right, but I know that right now we had our city connection out at Lindley Farms, and which is their new event center, and I think it was 80 to 90 homes that are being built right now out at Chatham Hills. So even by next year, it's going to be completely different. But they just keep bringing in new people, new residents to Westfield, and the community's growing over there. So
and here again with that housing area there, and with Toyota coming to town, hiring engineers
right
to work, very good paying positions at that plant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a perfect fit, and for northern Hamilton County and some of the things that are going on in Cicero, and talking about affordable housing and different things like that. I mean, so a lot of things are going great in Westfield and all around. Jack, one of the things I know that I want to mention to you, first of all, I think you've done an outstanding job with the Westfield this chamber this year, but kind of highlight some of those things that you really have. I know you're proud of everything that you've done this past year, but kind of highlight a couple of those things that were kind of deal breakers and which you feel very, very good about.
Yeah, I think for us, one of the things that we want to emphasize at our chamber is return on investment and being innovative on how we do things. And I was really proud of the way this year. I know we still got more to go, but I was really proud of the speakers that we've brought in. Scott Goodyear was a great one in May. We had Bill Benner come and talk. We had Pete the Planner back last month. Starting January is going to be our State of the City. We didn't do one this year, but State of the City is going to be in January, so we're excited about that. One of the things that I think we did an excellent job of is, again, we have grown so much over the last 2 years. At the end of 2015, we had 270 members. And as of today, we have about 415 members.
Wow.
And it's a significant growth in our chamber. And I'm so proud of our board and my staff on how we've managed that. I don't think we've lost any value as we've continued. I think we've only gained it. And I think that's because we've looked and we've listened to our membership more than we've spoken. We've listened to them about and continue to survey them on, what is interesting, where are your pain points in your business, and how do we help you with that? And I think that's the chamber's job, is to do those things. And along with this growth, we've also moved. So we went from being in City Hall to now we're right there on Main Street. Our sign will be put up over the next couple of weeks, and that just goes to show, we have our own building now. It's probably double the square feet as well, which has been wonderful to have a staff of 3. But we've grown, we've seen this, and so our job now is to look from a strategic plan of where Westfield's going to grow and how big do we want to be. And we're not always going to continue to add 70 members a year. So our job now is, how do we create value? Continue to create value. So eventually when we level off, let's say it's 500 members, and that's where we're at, we want to have enough value that whoever it is, whether you're a basic level member all the way to Emerald, that you're getting your return on investment. And that's something that I always ask when I meet with businesses is, how can we help you as a chamber? What are your pain points? Or how? And Westfield's grown. We just talked about how much Westfield's grown. Adding businesses, when a new business comes in, they don't even know where to start. And we want to be that, welcome to Westfield, how do we get you connected? Because as you know, being on this, being a part of the Westfield Chamber too, our ultimate goal, we have to be able to say in 10 words or less. And our job is to connect people with people. And if we're doing that, then we're doing our job. And that's something that I emphasize, our board emphasizes, my staff emphasizes, because we are a growing community. And people from, I can tell you that so far this year, people from all over the state or even all over the country, we just had the announcement of, or the front page of the Current had the Hummel. Hummel's going to be moving to Westfield, the sports brand. That's a European brand that not a lot of people know about.
But it's a big brand.
It is. It's a huge brand outside the United States. And they chose Westfield because of Grand Park and because of the community that we're in. And I think that that's what we're seeing, is that businesses want to get involved, but they want to also know, where do I even start in Westfield? And I think we've done an excellent job of making sure that we are a resource to our businesses, to our community, to developers, to the city, because I think we really want to be that connector in Westfield. And I think that's where we try to emphasize ourselves each and every year since I've been here for what surprisingly is 2 years. So I can't believe that, but yeah, so 2 years with the chamber, and we've, like I said, 270 members to now a little over 415 members. That's pretty unreal. And
yeah, I would say, I don't know the chamber numbers of other cities in but I would say your percentage is probably up there in the top
I would,
for the state
yeah.
of Indiana as
I would
far as,
imagine.
as growth. But like you said, the importance is growth is fine, but you have to keep those people
Absolutely.
focused and channeled in what you're trying to, and engaged in what you're trying to do. I keep thinking about all the people that support you now that you have Riverview Health putting a place in building a small mini hospital in Westfield, which is greatly needed right there on 31 Highway and the main street
Absolutely.
of Westfield, which is huge. But they played a big part in supporting you and on your board as
Absolutely. And I think
as partners.
And for us, I think bringing in new business is always excellent, but I think some of the great things as well this year is that retention and expansion of businesses, seeing businesses grow. Two of them off the top of my head in Westfield is, Grand Junction Brewery opened up a new location. They've expanded. Urban Vines, the Urban Farmer, they expanded into a winery right across the street. That's huge.
Yeah.
So focusing as well on looking at the current business. It's great to bring in new businesses, but also it's even better when you get to see someone's passion and whether an entrepreneur or anything grow from a storefront to a warehouse or a large location and things like that, and adding employees and adding opportunities in our community, because there are a lot of different places that you can start a business. There's a lot of places you can expand and grow. And I think Hamilton County, you have a lot of people, entrepreneurs, innovators that love their community so much. And it's not just Westfield. Look at Noblesville's doing, Carmel's doing. Fishers obviously is the entrepreneur capital of Hamilton County almost. But people love this community and they expand their businesses here. And I think that's the biggest asset to Hamilton County is people love where they live, they love their communities, and they just want to grow their business in Hamilton County. And whether that's Westfield, Noblesville, Cicero, Sheridan, any Carmel, Fishers, it's pretty neat to see these things. So
Absolutely,
awesome.
absolutely. Well, Jack, we're about out of time. I want to put one shameless plug in because you and I are going to start broadcasting basketball on Friday night, and we would like everyone to who cannot come to the ball game to tune in on Hamilton County TV 1.com or watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, anywhere you want. Live watch our games. We'll be broadcasting at Hamilton Heights Noblesville basketball game, even though there's a difference in size of the two schools. It's always a good rivalry game that goes back many, many years. And so I think it'll be fun for you and I to go up there and broadcast that game, and you and I will be doing games throughout the season. Yeah. So I appreciate you for doing that. And in closing, you got anything you want to add?
Well, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun basketball season. I'm excited to be doing that. Obviously, as you know, Tony Cook always tells people I'm the first male Russell not to graduate from Hamilton Heights. So it'll be interesting going to Heights with the Noblesville. So, but it's going to be a fun year for basketball, and it'll be a fun rest of the year heading into 2018.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Jack, for coming on here with the Westfield Chamber. And I'm Perry Williams, and we'll see you next time.